principles, and how it operates. So the partnership, the NDC Partnership, was launched at the latest COP in Marrakesh. It's not another international organization, but it's really a partnership, meaning an alliance consisting of developed countries and developing countries, as well as some development partners and international organizations who are interested and in supporting a very fast, transparent, efficient implementation of the NDCs after the Paris Agreement, and also taking the chance of having the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and bringing those together. The main principles will be shown to you later on, but the joining of the partnership is voluntary. It's just the willingness and interest to share the values and principles of the partnership, and an interest in supporting the promotion of climate agenda and development agenda in developing countries. Next one, please. So those are the guiding principles. Interesting ones to me is support country-driven processes. So we want to concentrate on country work. Also, we would like to improve coordination. So one of the reasons for the partnership to be born was the fact that there are so many international, regional, and country-level initiatives focusing on climate change or focusing on sustainable development. And for some countries, it's not even clear where or to whom they can turn to if they want to get financial or technical support for those. So the idea of the partnership is to bring partners together and to provide coherent and better coordinated support to developing countries in promoting their NDCs and also development goals. That's why it says enhance integration international planning. So we want to see climate change activities being part of development planning and not a part of development planning. We want to see climate change being a priority in sectors and not only in the Ministry of Environment, for example. As I mentioned earlier, there are many sources for funding different activities at different levels. So one of the contributions of the partnership shall be a knowledge portal, which shall facilitate countries in getting information and reaching to the donors for support. So this is, in this slide, is basically repeats what I have already said. The partnership aims at enhancing visibility of different initiatives. It aims at better and more tailored support to NDC implementation. It aims at bringing climate and development together, and also to increase political momentum that was gained in Paris. So far we have around 60 members. Members could be countries or organizations. So it's 51 member countries, again, both from developed and developing countries. Next slide, please. And we have 8 or 9 international organizations that are partners. So you see here, United Nations Environment Program, the Secretariat of the UNFCCC host of this webinar. We have the World Bank Group, the UNDP, FAO, and European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So the main major development partners are there. So we have with the partnership, again, 3 main components. Everybody could benefit from the partnership through its knowledge and information portal. This is the global portal that the partnership provides. And in-country support is we contribute with the technical support and we facilitate financial support. So we have basically global level work and also country level work. So partner countries could basically request the partnership for support, but there is nothing that the partnership would say this is what we offer in concrete terms, but that's a facilitative process that we support together with countries. We try to define the priorities and we support the countries in the way that we bring development partners together and support the facilitative process in countries. So the elements that I mentioned, mainstreaming climate change in countries, in sectors, in development planning, improved coordination, donor coordination at country level, or any other technical support that's requested would be identified in a facilitative process that the partnership supports. So here's, you can see an overview of the knowledge portal of the partnership. There is already a functioning NDC funding and initiatives navigator. There's another second tool that is being prepared right now. And there will be another third product on knowledge called NDC Data Explorer. So on country support, this is the slide that's called the in-country engagement model. This is basically a process that we go through. A country requests a support, and then together with development partners, together with partners, we go into a facilitation process where the priorities and needs of the countries would be identified further, and then we try to see who can serve this, support those concrete priorities.
Yeah.
So that was it from me. I'm looking forward to your questions.
Okay, thank you, Gertrude. Actually, well, if there's questions, and I said we haven't received any, but you're most welcome to send them by the chat. We want to have a little bit of a discussion now with Gertrude, and I have a couple of questions that I want her to address. I hope that I don't get you cold. Just to say that of course, the partnership is just started, but Gertrude, I think that what is most interesting at this stage is to know what have been the first results or your impressions with the interactions with countries. Can you tell us for the countries that you have been engaged with or others, how these interactions have taken place, what sort of things they have brought up to the partnership, and where do you think that the partnership can really make a difference?
Yes, thank you. We have, for now, we received requests for support from over 20 countries, 20 developing countries, and we have almost 40 developing countries who are partners to the partnership. The challenge we have is that the partners, they kind of expect us to come with a support that's already elaborated and designed. So apparently that's how donor partners usually work. There would be a lot of work on the donor side to design the support and then basically offer it to countries. Of course, there is a consultation process involved, but that seems to be a challenge for us because we basically look for the request from countries to identify what is the most the issue where they would like to get support from us. That's one issue. The second issue is when a country joins us, we ask them to provide us with focal points, so we have a face to talk to, and we ask them to have one focal point from the Ministry of Environment or Nature Ministry, and the other focal point to be from the Ministry of Finance or Planning or the institution in charge of development planning. We lack the second focal point, which illustrates the fact that the climate change is basically dealt by the Ministry of Environment. So this linkage between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Environment is missing, but that's exactly what the partnership wants to support. The third challenge is we are acting as a partnership, and for host partners, it's not easy to differentiate the different roles of. If they think of UNDP, they think of the current portfolio of the UNDP or the GIZ or other partners. And for us, it's a challenge to come with this idea. We're partners of one partnership, and we want to support it together.
We have had a couple of questions coming, and they are related to actually what was going to be my next question, and is this interaction with the partners. Maybe you can share a little bit of I'm trying to summarize because we have a couple of questions there. What is the role of the partners, if you can ask us a little bit about this facilitation, and importantly, how do you select the partner that helps a country?
So if you could go to the slide.
This one?
Yeah, maybe this one is easier. Yeah, so the partnership is open. So as I mentioned, membership is open. It's only the guiding principles that we want members to follow or to share the values of the partnership. Country usually requests the support unit or the partnership through the support unit for support, and it's really country by country. Some countries already have a good idea of what they could expect from the partnership because they've been involved in the planning of the partnership or the designing process. Some countries have no idea of what the partnership can offer. So with regard to NDC implementation, it's many countries have asked for support in facilitating the process because there has been a lot going on before Paris, but then after the Paris was a success, like, okay, we have our NDCs, and the momentum is kind of about to fail. So that's the facilitative process and mainstreaming climate change in sectors is something that partner countries seem to be wanting to support on.
And just to close that, well, first, I guess that when you talk about the facilitation, is facilitating the process of implementing, no? So how do you move from concept to action? Is that what you mean by facilitation of the process?
Yes, usually yes. And what it means in concrete terms, we elaborated with countries together. For some countries, donor coordination is very important, for example. For other countries, facilitation, intersectorial facilitation is important. But we also have some countries who say, we would like to get support on very technical issues like MRV or things like that.
Okay, and you know, we have on here another question. How do you know that this agency will help that country? How is the selection of the agency happening?
So there are implementing partners. So we have our bilateral donor member countries. They are listed under members, and then we have institutions, development agencies who are partners. I would like to name 4 of them at this point. It's UNDP, GIZ, WRI, World Resources Institute, and the World Bank. So these 4 institutions have committed themselves to provide concrete technical assistance support or facilitation support in countries. We have not yet, it's not yet final which support will be provided by which institutions, but again, the idea is really to provide support in a coordinated way. So whatever organization is providing support to a certain country, we expect all partnerships members to act coherently and to really put the priorities of the host country on their agenda.
Okay, if I understand correctly, then you have like a constellation of partners that are working in a particular country that has requested support. So the idea is that through the NDC partnership process, this gets coordinated, and eventually one of the partners may be selected as, say, lead, but this happens in conversations with the country, and it's very much bottom-up that happens, and you're in a process of arranging this.
Yeah, exactly, that's correct.
Okay, good. Well, we are almost out of time, and I think that we don't have any of the questions that we have received more or less goes along the lines of this. So, Gertrude, I would like to really thank you for having been with us this short 10 minutes with an expert.
My pleasure.
So just some additional announcements. We will continue with our series, which happen fortnightly. Then the next one will take place. We will have Brazil presenting their NDC, so it will be 10 minutes with a country, and this will be followed 15 days afterwards with 15 minutes with an expert, and we will have an expert from the Secretariat providing an update of where the UNFCCC process is going. I think that I have one. Oliver, if you could tell me, I think that we have tried to address both of your questions. Could you tell me exactly which question would you like?
Select consultancy partner you work with.
Yeah, we addressed on how you select the consultancy partner you work with, that we went through. Then we have other question you asked, that is, which is the implication of agencies at the country level. That's basically what has been described in the process of coordination. So the partners are already there, and the idea is that with a conversation in the context of the partnership at the country level, you select one that coordinates or leads the process of implementation. Please let us know before we close if that sorts out your questions, Oliver, before we close. Well, I think I don't hear anything, so I hope that has answered both of your questions. If not, in any case, we always have the email of our of the NDC at unfccc.int. Please, if you have additional questions or additional needs, if you have ideas for things that you would like to hear from us, let us know, and for sure we will be addressing it through NDC Spotlight. So thank you very much, and that's all for today.